Hi everyone, today we're in Hastings, right on the waterfront. It's gorgeous. We're down here with our grandson Max. The sea is just there, you can hear it. The sun is up there shining directly on me as I make this, and it's February. What's not to like? There are so many wonderful things to do here in Hastings. In the summer, the pier will be open and the funiculars will be running, and we'll come back and take you for a ride on those. This place really developed in the Victorian times. The East Cliff funicular is just up behind me here. That's quite an amazing piece of architecture. The towers at the top used to store water tanks because for much of its early history it ran on a water loading method. But more about that again. Right now I want to talk about the ancient history of this place, because what this place has had for centuries, well, millennia, is fishing. And what makes this place special is that even today they still launch their fleet direct off the beach, dragging them in and out of the water. Now Caroline loves her boats. I don't think they're going to have the kind of yacht she wants here today, but I know she's keen to have a look around. So you take a look around with Caroline while I go play with the grandson on the sand.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? The race is on. I get the feeling Max is going to win. These pebble bankings are so steep, and you try walking up and the pebbles just disappear from under your feet. Oh yes, it's neck and neck. Max has taken the lead and Max gets to the top. Whoa, look at the size of that boat. Double hulled, I think that's what they call a catamaran, as you can tell. I'm no sailor. Let's go have a look. We've got these big ropes to winch this up from the sea, right over the beach. This is called Senlac Jack.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, early in the morning. Put him in the longboat until he's sober, put him in the longboat until he's sober, put him in the longboat until he's sober, early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, early in the morning.
Ooh, scary. Not sure what those pipes are. I wonder if that's some sort of cooling system. That would make sense. Hot water travels through those, and these are down in the water, and that cools them, and then the water goes back into them. I don't know, the engine. That's my guess. Anybody out there know? Anybody who's au fait with sailor things? Then please let us know in the comments. Look at that propeller. Looks like it was originally brass. Well, it still is brass, obviously, but it's a little tarnished now. Get a bit closer. You can see the finish on it. It isn't quite bright and shiny anymore, and neither is the rudder. That's pretty rusty. Oh, look at this one, the Leighton Star. Got a roof, very convenient. Oh yes, I can imagine sitting on the back there, take my art things with me and do some drawing, sketches of the sea, with all the dolphins that will be swimming around, happy to see us because we're so friendly. Well, I like to think that. I don't really think that would happen. You've got some little grab rails and foothold thingies there for climbing up from the front. And look at that view. Although this is a working harbour, it's very quiet at the moment. Most of the boats are in, tucked away safely on the beach. Oh, let's go have a look at RX-58. Look at that. It's not in the best of conditions, but it does the job. It still takes them out to sea, and the fishermen can catch their fish and bring them back to sell. And it's quite an old boat, but it's got big plastic yellow tubs there for holding things. Let's have a look at the finish on this paint. Look at that. Years and years of different colour paint all flaking off. Oh, you can see inside. Possibly. Not a lot.
Well, there's some big boats there and some little boats, all sorts, all owned by people that use the sea for their livelihood, as they did for so long here in Hastings. Now we're going to head across to what's called the Old Town, because originally Hastings was just two streets separated by a brook. But as we do, let's take you on a little tour of a museum. It's called the Shipwreck Museum, and it's just around the corner. So we'll give you a little look around there while we take a walk across to Old Town and show you what Hastings looked like a few hundred years ago.
The new bustling Hastings, and now we're going to visit Old Town. You can tell as soon as you look, these buildings are so different to the ones down on the main front. This is All Saints Street.
One of the original streets of Hastings. It was All Saints Street and the High Street.
Oh, I like those. It's worth living in that house. Just have those lions on your gate posts. Oh, they're very nice. There's another one. I do like those. And look at that for a house. In case you want to buy it, it's number 76, but I don't think it's for sale. You can see all the wood and the wattle dome, the palm tree and the bay window around there. Very nice.
There's only one window, so he has to sleep downstairs.
You have to sleep downstairs?
Yeah, because look, there's only one window.
Oh yes, there's only one window. Look at that, everyone. Only one window. Now that's an impressive window, isn't it? Imagine having your bedroom up there. Very nice. Lovely old doors. You see, this is like they call a barn door. You can open the top separate to the bottom. I wonder what this subliminal sign means. Minstrel Gallery. Oh, isn't that lovely? And you've got your own lamp post. You don't need to leave a lamp on at night. Got a little bit of light coming in from that. If I cross over the road, look at that one. That is so pretty and quaint. We better get up. There's a car coming. Don't want to stand on the road. And then you've got some painted cottages. Oh, and I'm very sorry if you wanted to buy this house. It's just sold. Number 68, Moonrakers. Oh no, where's Max? We've lost Max. Oh well, there's an interesting lamppost here. He's got arms.
Oh, it's a
And
lamppost with arms.
I think there's somebody hiding behind that lamppost. Possibly, possibly not. What do you think? Do you recognise our face? We can see you. Oh, we've got to look at that. The piece of cheese cottage. I wonder why they call that the piece of cheese cottage. Any ideas, anyone? It's a mystery. Well, not much of one. Celebrated movie stars Mr. and Mrs. Michael Mouse once spent their summer holiday here. Oh, look at this. They've even painted it the same colour as cheese. Look at that, the very imaginative sign. Now, if you come up here, they've got a lovely window. And a very pretty red front door. And I wonder if they get fed up with people looking at their house. So pretty though. Now look at that, the Des Res. It's not what you would term modern. I would say that's very traditional. Very lovely.
That's Tudor, isn't it?
Yeah.
The window is open.
Oh yes, the window's open. You see up there, somebody must have let some fresh air in this morning because the sun is shining.
The old town dates back 800 years. In the 1300s, they built defences here. They were dual purpose because this place was constantly under threat of attack, particularly from across the water, from the French. But also, it was under attack from the elements because in the 13th century, a great deal of the area around here was destroyed. And that was down to the weather. But of course, within the space of 100 years, in the 14th century, this place was attacked twice by the French as well. And on the second occasion, in the 1370s, virtually all of what was Hastings was destroyed by the French invaders. Of course, the population back in those days was quite small comparative to now. And the sea defences, which were also military defences, have pretty much all but gone, just a little bit of ruins left. But at the same time, the population did explode at one point. Before the Victorians came and made their mark, it was a guy called the Duke of Wellington who made his HQ on the High Street. And as they prepared, expecting a visit from across the Channel with Napoleon Bonaparte, well established there in Europe, they brought a garrison of 12,000 soldiers here. That must have been quite a crowd. But of course, it was really the Victorians that made the town that we know today of Hastings. These gorgeous Tudor buildings, they are in the minority by a long way. We've got Georgian buildings along the front and then the Victorians. Oh boy, they really took hold of this place. Their love of the sea for holidays, not for work. This was for pleasure. As I mentioned, they built the two funiculars, they built the pier, and there's a story to that pier because that was 95% destroyed by fire not so long ago. But the people here raised the money to rebuild it. In its time, it's welcomed the likes of The Who, Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix. Such big stars have played on that pier. But for us today, this visit to the old town really brings a sense of what it was once like before all of that took place. Now we're right up on the east side today. All the things we're showing you here around the shops, the museum, the boats that we showed earlier there on the beach, they're all on the east side. But these days Hastings goes right the way along the seafront, huge promenade. And right down the far end, there's something that is very modern. Not just in comparison to what we've seen so far, but very modern by any standards. We're talking 2010. And we're talking the big question. Is it a Banksy? Or is it not? And while we're making our way to the other end of the promenade, we'll just show you a few more shops.
This looks like a good day for checking out a painting on the beach. And there are people swimming again. Swimming in the cold sea must be very popular, but not with me. I don't mind watching, but I'm certainly not going in with them. Down to the beach we go, in search of a painting.
Right, where's Mr. Banksy's painting?
As you can see, Mark's has come to help us because we need all the help we can get. Look at these pebbles.
Not on there. Oh look, there's something here.
Oh, what's it?
There's a baby crawling. You see the baby crawling, mate?
That's not real, baby.
It's not a real baby, no, it's just a painting. But do we need to go around this side?
It's a real baby, Grandpa.
Now, as is always the case, there is disputes over whether or not a particular piece of artwork, graffiti artwork, is a Banksy or not. This came here in 2010, and it is believed that the artist was in the area at the time because he was at a friend's 40th birthday. That's what I've read. And as you can see, there's that little bit of witty sarcasm where each and every sandcastle built by this little chap with his sunglasses on has Tesco written on each one. So there's no way to to be 100% certain of anything when it comes to artwork, but it's certainly been a bit of a draw for the tourists in more recent years. Yes, it's not only the Victorians that made tourism a way to earn in this part of the world, it's still a massive income generator for Hastings, St Leonards and all along this coast. Just looking up from the sea and looking along the front there, there's a mixture of ages. Just down there we've got the Royal Victoria, and that's an hotel that was once run by Caroline's aunt and uncle. And straight across the road here we've got St Leonard's Church, and then more holiday accommodation going all the way down as far as the eye can see and right out onto the headland. Yes, attracting the tourists was always important here, ever since the Victorians first realised that the seaside was somewhere to get away from the city and enjoy a break. And it's still happening today.
I don't know who's having most fun, Max or Grandad? I suspect Grandad. What shells have you found, Max? Oh wow, what a lot!
Come on, Grandad's hand.
Oh, pop them there.
Come on,
we can have
Grandpa's
a look.
hands, and then you can show everybody. Turn them over.
Oh, they're
Can I
nice.
see?
Yeah, how many have you got? Any hiding? Oh, there's one hiding under there. How many shells is that? Can you count them?
No.
One.
I can see myself.
You can
Yeah,
see
that's because
yourself.
you've turned the camera around.
I can't see myself. I can see myself.
Oh, now that's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're back to Granny now then. Max's shell collection is quite impressive. Look at those pretty shapes. Here comes Grandad. What have you got, Grandad?
Do you want to see what I've got? Look at that.
Ooh, fish and chips.
Fish and chips at the seaside. Do you want a chippy? Do you want a fork?
Oh,
There we go. I tell you what.
Let them cool a bit.
There we go. I'm gonna get one out, and then you can let that cool.
Yeah, blow it.
Blow him and let it cool. Well folks, it's become a tradition that I taste something so far on every video, and today's no different with this gorgeous fish and chips on the seafront. Let's see how it tastes.
I want more fish and chips.
Come on, Grandad.
I like them. Max definitely likes them. So we're gonna tuck into these. If you've enjoyed this video as much as we're enjoying the fish and chips, please give us a thumbs up.
Doing, doing, doing.
And if you haven't subscribed, why not subscribe? And of course, share it with your friends. But most importantly, till the next time you're out with us, have fun. Bye.
Bye.